This is the three-phase process. This is the exact process that I take each and every one of my clients through, purely from a physical transformation perspective. So phase one, improve overall health markers, 4 to 12 weeks, guys. This can take anywhere from 4, sometimes 1, and I would say up to 12 weeks. I haven't had a client yet who wasn't able to get through this phase in at least 12 weeks, but it does take longer for some people depending on where you're at. Really, the overall goal here is just to improve overall health markers, basic health requirements, okay? So improving hormone function. Testosterone is so important. If you're a man, and if you're a woman as well, you want to have healthy, thriving levels of testosterone. It is the primary muscle for muscle retention, right? And as we discussed, muscle is important. So if you take two twins, right, and one of them has really high testosterone levels and the other one has really low testosterone levels, even if you put them on the same exact lifestyle, diet plan, training program, all of that, the guy with the higher testosterone is just going to feel way better, right? He's going to feel better. He's going to get way better results. And it's going to be so much easier. He's not going to have to work as hard as the other guy, okay? There's also estrogen. Now, it's an important, necessary hormone for men and women. But for men, you definitely want to be careful with it getting high. If you are 16% body fat or more, there's a good chance that you have elevated estrogen levels. Okay, so another reason to get that body fat off of you. It's not serving you. Okay, leptin, ghrelin, right? These are other things we want to try and improve. Your ghrelin is your hunger hormone. That's what's going to, make you feel hungry, and leptin is what makes you feel full. Okay, cortisol, huge one. This is a huge contributor to fat cell dysregulation, and it's a master hormone as well, right? And it affects things like ghrelin and leptin and all your other hormones. Here's the thing: most people, I'd say every one of us here on LinkedIn especially, we're constantly elevated, and it's not that we have high cortisol necessarily. It's just we're chronically always kind of in the middle ground, right? And what we really want is we want points in the day where we see a spike, and then we want to have it fall off. Okay. So first thing in the morning, if you're waking up and your eyes are popping out of your head and you're like, all right, let's go attack the day. That's good. You want that. And then you probably want another, spike when you go and you do some intense exercise. The rest of the time, you want that cortisol to be nice and low, where you're chill and you're breathing deeply, right? And you're burning fat at a rested rate more efficiently because of it, which is going to be better for lipolysis and all of those things, right? So cortisol, it influences all of that. It influences your ghrelin and your leptin, and it has a huge impact on your sleep, which is everything. Literally, if you just improve your sleep, everything is going to be easier, okay? So in this phase, we also focus on metabolic flexibility, which is another thing that we want to improve. You want your body to be able to efficiently metabolize things like carbohydrates and fats, carbohydrates and sugars while during periods of exercise, right? You want your body to burn up those blood lipids and blood glucose. And then at a rested rate, you also want to be able to burn those lipids, especially at a rested rate, right? You've probably heard the saying, you burn fat while you sleep. It's true, if you're metabolically flexible, okay? So really the overall goal here is just to improve basic blood work, right? And my aim for every one of my clients during this phase, and something I love hearing is, Taylor, I feel younger again. I feel like I did in my 20s. That's okay. That means we've done our job. That means we've gone through phase one effectively. So we do that by focusing on manageable tweaks to nutrition, increasing activity levels, just the daily activity levels, right? The, yard work, walking around, that sort of thing. Mostly lifestyle stuff, without introducing too much stress from any of those tactics. That is key. You can't add a bunch of stress onto somebody who's already stressed out and not metabolically healthy, right? So we pick the low-hanging fruit in the diet, right? We figure out where we can fit in 10 to 15 minutes more activity. We focus heavily on optimizing sleep, okay? Making sure water's in check, fresh air, sunlight, whole foods as much as possible, right? And this also tends to contribute to more healthy habits and building that evidence up, right? And getting some confidence so that eventually you can carry on with that momentum and pick things up a little bit.